Well, it's Saturday the 10th, and so my 0 day turned into a 00. Had issues with uploading videos. Got a new shirt because I like for my shirts to have 4 holes, and my gray shirt had like 6 or 7. So now a lot of hikers are skipping around the Shelley Fire and skipping up to Seiad Valley, so I'm going to skip up to Seiad Valley.
Post office, store, cafe. She's open today. If you want a milkshake or a meal.
All right. So I'm in Seiad Valley and getting ready to start heading uphill. I think it's 10 miles of uphill. And I'm not going to cry because I'm fresh. It's a 1:45, and I would like to do 10 miles, but we'll see how that works out. Coming up from that way, going up that way. Whereas I'm going up about 10 miles, or hope to make it at least 10 miles today. Going to be over 4,000 foot in the first 6 miles, or thereabouts. There's water in 1 mile, and I'm not too sure about the water source in 5 miles. So, pack is heavy. Walmart was sold out of my instant refried beans this time, so I've got tuna and potatoes. But I'm feeling good. I'm very well rested. Extra day off will do that. And it's like 90 degrees, so it's not bad. If I'm not going to have any shade, I'm probably going to have to put on my long sleeve shirt. Coming up from that way. And yeah, it looks like I have shade now, but mostly it's been exposed. Going up that way, but I need to get water. It's a good source, but the problem is that it looks like about 8.5 miles to the next decent water source, and that was where I was planning on camping. I don't want to carry that much water, but it looks like I'm going to have to. There's been blackberries, but a lot of them look already dried and shriveled. So, stop for water. Coming from around there, about 2.25 miles into this, it's 2:25, and yeah, I'm starting to feel it. But going up that way. Not doing terrible on time. Just feel like I'm dragging. Gonna go over that way. I think that's Lower Devil's Peak. Gonna go around the side of it, stay up on a ridge. No shade, but it doesn't look like there'd be any shade anyway. Everything's kind of burnt. I'm coming from that way. Well, the trail's a little bit brushy, but before it was blocking it, pretty nice view. I'm going that way. Still not one to complain. That's going to be something to crawl over. Then there's another one right up there coming from that way. There's the river. And a little bit of shade. Looked at the phone. In the next mile, I'm going like 850 foot up. If I haven't said before, I think that's steep. I think 500 foot and a mile is steep. So I'm not one to complain. I don't expect to get this one done fast. Similar view, just from higher up. That is not Lower Devil's Peak. I'm coming from there, switching back, going up and around. That up there is Lower Devil's Peak. I'm going to go around Middle Devil's Peak, and then Upper Devil's Peak, and then get to the Kangaroo Spring right below Kangaroo Mountain. Still kind of smoky out there. So I came from around over there. And it is 10 till 5. I've still got about 4 miles before I get to where I want to make camp. There is a spring over there, and I didn't figure it in because it said it was low flow, and it was. It took about 3 minutes to get a liter. I didn't get any footage because there's a whole bunch of yellow jackets down there, and I didn't want to get stung. Okay, go up over that way. That's Middle Devil's Peak, and that over there is Lower Devil Peak, and I'll show you Upper Devil Peak. Just smoky. So you've seen all that coming up here, and a little bit of a new view. I really thought was neat. So I'm going to go up there, go around, and then that's Upper Devil Peak up there, and I'm going to run right around on over there. So I just think it's neat whenever you can see that far ahead on the trail. It's still pretty smoky out there. Coming from right there, over this way, and the view's a little bit different. I've got a little bit of shade and done with that mile where it was 800 foot in a mile, or 850, whatever it was. So I'm going a little bit faster. Less than a half mile till I get to go up and over, and you can't see it very well, but I saw this section of trail. I think it was from that saddle right down there, if you can see that. Darn this smoke. Anyway, I came around that side, and then I switched back a bunch and coming up right there. So this is Upper Devil's Peak. I'll go on up. Came from over there. There's a bunch of dragonflies in the air. I don't think you'll be able to see them. Anyway, crossing over, and I think that is Kangaroo Mountain. Trail's going to go over and then around that corner. I've got about as much up as I do down, 2.25 miles, about 400 foot of up and 400 foot of down. So I'm going to go up and around and over, and I think the little meadow with the spring I'm going to stay at is right over there. And I thought this looked really cool. It's a little bit easier to see looking to the east than it is to the west. Super hazy, a lot of smoke up there, and there's a bit of a breeze now. Hopefully that keeps up overnight and some of this clears out tomorrow. I'm coming from up there. See what I mean? Can't see nothing over there. I crossed over, and it's so much cooler on this side. It was up to 95 at one point today while I was coming up. And then whenever I crossed over into the shadow on the east side a while ago, or an hour or two ago, it went from like, I think it was 85 to 75. Now I'm going to go around over there, and I think it's mostly downhill. Time to find water, make camp. I think I might get a break in the wind. This is just cool. Coming from up there, going down there, and switching back. Trails over there. I'm almost to where I'm gonna try to make camp. It's 10 after 7. I could see this ditch as I was coming down. Realized it didn't run out, didn't run downhill. Looks like water, snow melt and all that accumulates here and just seeps into the ground. And I mean, I'm gonna be getting water from the spring here pretty soon. So this valley, just last mile, has been so lush and green and flowers and plants that I haven't seen for miles. It's really neat. And that big old Kangaroo Mountain's pretty cool too. There, now that the wind's died down, here's the spring that I'm going to get water from. It looks pretty clear. There's little stuff floating on the top. And then, but I think I'm going to come back after I go find a spot well away from the spring to make camp. I was getting out the external mic, but it looks like I got a little break in the wind. I'm tentatively going to call this my campsite, tent site, but there's a couple that was right behind me. We'd actually leapfrogged a little bit today. And as long as they get here before I'm done getting water, I'll give them the choice between the big spot or the multiple spots over here. because I could also sit up right here without a problem. Because I think they each have a one-person tent. Anyway, this is nice, and that breeze feels awesome. I'm gonna sleep like a baby. And it's August 10th, so if I'm awake around midnight or after the moon sets, might be able to see some meteors. Wind's just gotten stronger and stronger, so I bet I can keep the doors completely zipped up and still have plenty of breeze tonight. Probably gonna have plenty of this yellow dirt dust in my tent too. But it's 8 o'clock. I'm gonna charge the phone, edit today's video, make dinner, go to bed. It was a hot day to begin with, but it ended as a beautiful day.